It's cool to send a kid to Camp TaKumTA for Christmas, but you can't send this kid to camp because he just graduated. Tristan Joy's in the studio with us right now. He hit the magic age of 17 and aged out of camp. That must stink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tristan, take us all the way back. How old were you and when this all happened?
So actually, we originally found out about the camp in 2009, but then I was sent in 2015 when I was 13. I got like 4 years or 5 if you're counting the year I went. But so yeah, it was. I didn't know anybody there. I was a little like anxious about going, and then But then after 2 days of being there, I felt like I'd known the people like a long time, and then 1 year went to 4 years, and then here we are 4 years later, and I'm like, wow, that wasn't a long time ago at all. That was pretty quick. It went by fast, and yeah.
It goes fast. It really does, and it's a magical place where you not only are part of amazing things, but you witness some amazing things. What are some of the things that really stand out in your mind as the magic of TaKumTA?
Well, so like we have a formal every year. That's I really like that. And then we have like there's different activities every year for like different themes. And then like last year was, I think for me, I'd kind of say last year was the best year because we had like a zoo. Like this place is a zoo theme,
right?
It was really fun. That was the year we had a record number of campers, as I heard one of my cabin counselors say on the news last year. So it was fun, and then even this year with like it was like chapter 35 because it's 35th year of camp. I thought it was really good. And yeah, like we did like a train ride, like Harry Potter and the. And we did play like a game of Quidditch. It was really cool this year. But I mean, there's like certain like traditions.
They didn't do any Twilight related stuff, right? Because the teenage girls all wanted to see like vampires with like with rock hard abs or anything like that running around. They didn't do anything like that, right? No, good, excellent. So yeah, you've graduated now. Are you looking forward to coming back maybe as a CIT?
Yeah, when I'm 19, definitely. I'm looking forward to that, and I've been actually telling people at camp I can't wait for that.
It's so funny. I know Patrick has said this. Patrick Gallivan, who's the interim executive director, and you know him from camp, of course.
Yeah.
He is looking forward to the day when every counselor is a former camper.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
It's a great idea. I just sense trouble because I know how you guys were all raised on camp, and you have all the good, bad ideas in your heads, right?
Yeah, right. Getting security with water balloons.
Exactly, all of that kind of stuff. Hey, let me talk to your mom because Joy's in the studio.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Mary is in the studio.
That's all right.
Mary Joy, right. Take us back to when cancer first walked into your life with this.
So Tristan was diagnosed in 2008 with a brain tumor, and he had 28 days of radiation and 9 months of chemotherapy, and that was a really stressful time for our family. And I had sort of forgotten about Camp TaKumTA. I knew about it, and I had, the stress of life and everything had sort of forgotten about it. We had our treatment at Dartmouth.
Okay, so you're on the other side of the stage.
Right,
yeah.
So we're on the other side, and they didn't, they didn't tell us about it. We had known about it from people that we knew from Fletcher Allen.
Okay.
Which was Fletcher Allen at the time.
Right.
And I had actually written Ted Kessler probably about 3 years after Tristan had cancer and said, because my father knew him, and said, do you think we should send him to camp? And he said, oh, definitely. And my husband and I were still a little reluctant because we felt like he's so young. And we still didn't know much about
camp.
How
old was Tristan at this point?
I think he was about 10.
Oh.
And so then I know, and he feels badly.
See what you missed out on.
He could have kept going for so many years.
Right.
So we did not send him until he was 13. And I don't have a good excuse for that. But but I would encourage parents to send their kids, because as long as your child is treated in Vermont, is a Vermont resident,
right,
they can attend Camp TaKumTA.
And upstate New York, too.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's just been, he probably wouldn't, Tristan probably wouldn't say this, but it's been a really great experience for him as far as just connecting with other kids that have had cancer, even though he went not when he had cancer and not right after, even connecting with other middle-aged children and teenage kids about the late effects of cancer.
Yeah.
And just until you've walked through that, and Tristan has a totally different experience than I do as a parent, but as a kid with cancer, to be able to talk to other kids who have walked through that and been in the hospital and your scariest moments in the hospital and your fears and your anxiety that you still have even after having cancer, that's really important, especially through those adolescent years, I would say, too.
And talk a little bit about the financial aspect. That camp is free. How important is that to a family when they have a kid going through all of this?
That is hugely important. I think that especially when children are going through their chemotherapy and their medical treatments and things like that, it can be such an expense. Even if you have insurance, it can be such an expense. But then to be able to just have these children have a reprieve from that aspect of being in the hospital. I mean, kids can have some of their treatment at camp. So to be able to go for free and all the things that camp offers these children, like Tristan said, a train ride this year. One year they had a flash dance on Church Street.
Flash mob.
The flash mob, that's right. What it was. Yeah. And the kids had a great time.
They were feeling very happy that day.
They were. And I think that just it's amazing that it is free. And our other children who are siblings have been able to go for Siblings Weekend just to get a taste of that experience that that Tristan has had. And that has been wonderful for them too. But definitely the financial is a big part of it because we wouldn't have had the finances to send him to camp every summer, certainly.
Right. Yeah, it's expensive, $2,500. But when you look at other summer programs for kids who aren't sick, that's about what it costs.
Right. Exactly.
So they're getting a huge benefit out of this, and it's an amazing program. And Mom's Weekend, did you do any of that?
I did not.
You did not. See,
I was encouraged to, but I didn't.
You're a bad mom two ways. You didn't let him go when he was 12, and you haven't gone to a Mom's Weekend.
I know I haven't.
You really should.
My thought was I wanted to kind of save it for. I know that I didn't need to save it, but I was thinking some of these moms are just entering this whole realm of cancer.
Yeah.
And they probably need the support more than I do being so far out. But I will tell you, moms.
But you can go and support them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do it.
How about
free.
Matt? Come on over here. Be a radio star, Matt. And a standoffish father in the corner here. You can't get away with that.
Trying
here.
to hide.
Yeah, right. Talk a little bit about waking up one day and finding out your son has a brain tumor.
Yeah, it was obviously a shock, and you can't get it out of your head for quite a while, just ever really, and you just lay awake at night and pray to God that your child would be okay. And but once we got the protocol for his treatment, we just tried not to think about it, the cancer, and just kind of went and just get it done, and just dealt with it. And Tristan's turned out incredible. I mean,
yeah, he has.
He's a very strong boy, and I love that he wants to go help at Camp TaKumTA to be a counselor, just to help out and be part of that with the other kids. And we can't thank Camp TaKumTA enough for all the support. And just, it's funny because when you're there, you almost forget it's a camp for kids with cancer, just
right.
because there's so much going on. But that's the point, really, just to forget about all that for a while and just enjoy the kids, just to have a blast, and and the counselors and everybody and part of Camp TaKumTA work so hard to make it so fun for the kids for a week. And then when we show up to pick Tristan up, everybody's exhausted.
Yes, very
Which
true.
is a good thing because they had so much fun, and it's really a wonderful thing, and I'm so glad he was able to be part of it and will continue to be part of it.